What's goody, Cavs Nation? How y'all doing? Let's keep it real, y'all. It's hump day. We ain't got no time for no games. Okay. Tonight it's gonna be a real short night because we talking about the best kept secret on this Cavaliers team. Obviously the season hasn't gone the way anybody has imagined, has expected. Our expectations coming into this season was very high, right? Expectations on max. But results, they've been wavering. It's been uneven. We're getting a whole lot of letdowns. And the question in the room, the elephant in the room, it keeps getting louder, bigger, wider, right? But in the middle of all of this noise over here in Cavs Nation, Cleveland, we got one thing that's rising above the noise. And it's our dear young brother, okay? Jaylon Tyson. What started out as a piece just quietly, integrated in our Cavalier system on the bench last year has now turned into the most encouraging development of this entire season. I mean, we don't have much to hang our hats on, y'all. I just put the Cavs hat on just to let y'all know. I'm still a Cavs fan, but I entered this episode like this. We don't got much to hang our hats on today. But tonight we're gonna talk about one bright spot, the brightest spot on the Cavaliers roster, which is Jaylon Tyson. I think he might be the most important story this season thus far. We don't know moving forward, but right now he is the biggest. Uh, he's the biggest draw. He's what's bringing me to tune in to every game. Him and some others. We're gonna talk about it briefly. So welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Cavs State of Mind. It's your girl Naja Lee, and this is the realest Cavaliers breakdown on the net, and the only place where hoops meet higher perspective, y'all. Um, y'all already know. If y'all new here, welcome. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. But if y'all are back, again, welcome back. Each and every episode is powered by Free Your Lens, a lifestyle brand encouraging dope people like you to do all things with purpose and intention. So while you here, hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. We on the road to 500 subscribers. So every piece of engagement on this channel, whether it's Cav State of Mind, her core, her rules, creation zone, resilient and rooted, whatever, we appreciate it, right? So, uh, man, let's come on, man. Let's come on, get into this episode, man, and get into the chat, right? Get active in the chat. And if you pulling up on a replay, just go ahead and hop in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this Cavaliers season thus far. But we're gonna talk about the brightest spot, which is Jaylon Tyson. Um, y'all know, just a couple days ago, he put the league on notice. He put the entire NBA on notice. Now, Cavaliers fan already been knowing, right? I'm a Cavs fan that's been begging Kenny Atkinson to play Jaylon Tyson since last year. Okay, when we had a Okoro, I was like, why are we giving Okoro these minutes when we can give him to this rookie right here? Go ahead and get a rook Okoro's minutes because we already know he maxed out. He wasn't going. He's who he is. Respect to Isaac. We love Isaac though, but you know what I mean. We knew what he was going to be, and he's already maxed out. He was maxed out 3 years into the NBA. So I'm like, okay, get his brother a shot. So last year when he was getting a little bit of minutes here sporadically, I'm like, well, play him now. Play him now. Now, granted, we got off to a 15-0, start. We had several double-digit win streaks last season. So it's kind of hard to like play the rookie. But when Atkinson has been playing 9, 10 deep since he's been a head coach for the Cavs, it's like, okay, well, what we doing? Play him. Because we know what Okorio gonna give us. Before we had the DeAndre Hunter trade with Karis LeVert, and Karis LeVert stayed inconsistently healthy. I'm like, play him. It's the same position, right? This year, we're seeing a year-over-year improvement from last year. And a couple nights ago, when we were playing the what's them goofies called, the Sixers. Respectfully, I like the Sixers sometimes. I like Maxey. Um, When we were playing the Sixers, I was like, okay, everybody was watching the game, but I think what we need to look at is not just the stats. And he had a night of all nights, 39 points, 7 for 9 from 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I didn't highlight he had 4 turnovers. You know what I mean? When you got 4 assists and 4 turnovers, they kind of cancel out. But you made your money back when you know what I'm saying, 7 for 9 for 3. Right? You made your money back. The thing about what I was watching with the game was it was how he was scoring, right? It seemed effortless. It seemed that Jaylon Tyson, even at this young age, with not a lot of NBA minutes under his belt outside from what he's gained this season, Jaylon Tyson already understands take what the defense give you. Don't force it. Don't force it. I would rather, instead of taking a bat, like, okay, so he had the point guard play, we understand what's going on right now with our dear brother Darius Garland. Darius broke foot Garland, broke toe Garland. Okay. 8 toes DG, right? He when DG can't play, he puts everybody else in a predicament, right? That being said, when we were playing the Sixers, a lot of the point guard play was not coming from Darius, right? He wasn't there. The second game. So what happens? We have Craig Porter Jr. Y'all know, if y'all new here, welcome. I love Craig Porter Jr. CPJ, he's a great backup point guard. In this game, also CPJ had 11 assists. We talk a lot about Jaylon Tyson and what his contributions were that game and just over the season. But my biggest argument is not just about Jaylon Tyson. We are talking about the clear gap between our bench and our starters. The bench's desire, will, ambition to win, and our starters just complacency, right? So with that being said, Jaylon, amongst others, including Craig Porter Jr., including Proctor, including Tomlin, um, they just simply deserve more minutes. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We can't keep sugarcoating it, right? Shout out to Miss D. Welcome back to Cavs State of Mind. I didn't forgot where I was. I was about to say her rules. Welcome back to Cavs State of Mind, man. Y'all know Miss D is a Beyond the Lens TV, Freer Lens, faithful VIP. You know what I'm saying? Supporter over here. So shout out to you, always pulling up, always supporting. But Miss D been rocking since the beginning of the season, right? When I was talking about, the Cavs got some glaring holes and some glaring issues that don't have nothing to do with injuries. It's got everything to do with desire, right? And just playing basketball, right? And loving the game. This guy right here, though, Jaylon Tyson, when I see him play, I don't see that there's any lack of love for basketball, right? And it's not just the last game, not the last game, because we got our asses spanked, right, against OKC, and that's exactly what I expected. It just is what it is. However, prior to that, with the Sixers little mini series, the 2 games, he played great basketball. But the bench itself, it just seems like they want to be here. And Tyson has proven all season long, like he wants to be here. Not that he just wants to be on the court and just play because for the popularity, just get on the court. No, he want to play basketball. You can tell when somebody love the game so much that you will play basketball for free. I'll do a pickup game at the LA Fitness. I'll bust your ass. I will meet you if you talking shit at the church. Oh boy, we got the don't praise the Lord, saints. But I'll bust your ass at the church. Okay, the church basketball court. I need that level of intensity, whereas you just love basketball. I'll play anybody anywhere. Right, lace them up. Coaches sometimes hard on the starters too long to forget about what works. Had the starters in the game too long to forget about what works. I think that's what you're saying. I got a lot of gripes with Kenny Atkinson. I feel like when people are hot, he pulls them. I think he has set premeditated rotations, and it doesn't afford for somebody to ride the hot hand. Now in the Philly game, obviously when Tyson was hot, go ahead, let him ride. But what we've seen all season, it seemed like that Kenny Atkinson just be so uh anxious. Like he just like, oh, gotta make a change. Like there are plenty of times when Tomlin comes in, gives a burst of energy, right? And he plays 2-3 minutes and then he takes him out. Oh, let's put Evan back in. Because Evan been sitting down for 3. If Evan ain't playing like shit, sit him down. We don't have to appease multi-million. If you're not playing like nothing, sit next to me. Maybe you are a better coach than you are a player, right? D said autocorrect. Autocorrect be botching my text sometimes. I try to tell you. What we need to autocorrect is on the rotations though. I want the autocorrect the rotations for Kenny Atkinson, right? All season long, outside of Sam Merrill, when Sam Merrill started the season as a starter, or he was our 3. So if I put this on the screen, right, y'all can just be honest and let me know. Would you use this as a starting lineup for your team? So let's say starting 5. Hold on, because it's really stupid what he been doing lately. So you got your point guard. Point guard, right now we got CPJ. Okay, CPJ. We got shooting guard, Don. Well, we already know that. Okay, we know Don about to be the shooting guard. It is what it is. Sometimes I be wanting Don to just convert to the small forward. It'll make everybody lives easier, but it is. I mean, to the point guard, it'll make everybody lives easier, but it is what it is. Let's go Tyson at the 3. Actually, at the start of the season, it was Merrill. Merrill at the 3. Then we had Evan at the 4. And then we had JA at the 5. Okay, I'm gonna put this 1, 2, 3. Okay, and get that dash in there so it makes sense. Hold on. I got this. I be telling y'all I got this little micro what you call this? Keyboard. And sometimes my fingers be like, this might be a little too small. All right, so boom. This our starting 5. It's cast starting 5. CPJ, Don, Merrill, Evan, JA. Right? That's if Darius is not healthy and Merrill is. Okay. What it's been though, which he did some stupid the other night. I just don't know. The starting lineup. He started Craig Porter Jr., Donovan Mitchell, and what did he start? Proctor. What was that third? It was 3 guards. Oh, DG. I was like, yo, what are we doing? This is my ideal lineup though, and this is with Darius or without Darius. This is my ideal lineup. I got DG, Don, Tyson, Evan, JA. Okay. Ideally, that's my starting lineup because it gives you a lot of flexibility defensively between 3, 4, and 5. Now, Tyson is not the tallest guy. He's 6'6". If Tyson was 6'8", my golly, would he be perfect? But he only 6'6". So that being said, when you roll out with a lineup like this, you still have some weaknesses. However, Tyson can lift you up multiple areas because he can cover from what the guards of the Cavs, the 2 starting guards, can't do. And it's really just play defense. It's not that they don't have the effort on defense. I think that sometimes Donovan and DG's defensive IQ is just 2 seconds behind, and that's all you need in the NBA. It takes that you out of you in the wrong spot. You know what I mean? You didn't rotate quick enough. It's a corner 3, and it's a 6-point swing, just like that. Kenny, like most coaches, have their favorites hold on too long. The guy, he play his faves all the time. He loves Evan. He adores Evan. Uh, he loves JA, but sometimes he goes away from JA. He's been going back towards JA in the fourth quarter. We've seen a lot of times this season where he's not played JA fourth quarter this season and last season. It always hurts us. Um, you said you need one of these keyboards. Hold on, this is a go ahead. I'm gonna put it up in camera. It's called Red Thunder. It's by Amazon. Well, it's on Amazon, but it's pretty cool. You should get one. It's pretty cool. It's small though. You see how small it is? It's mad small. Um, but it fit perfectly for the desk. So I feel like just like what Miss D saying is that Kenny Atkinson, he kind of be all over the place with the rotations, and I think that has hindered Jaylon Tyson's growth, even though his year over year growth is incredible. If y'all don't know about Jaylon Tyson, just a little bit, Jaylon Tyson played for 3 colleges. Okay, he was a little journeyman. Let me put this. He was a little journeyman, right? So he played for Texas 21-22, his rookie season. He wasn't getting no tick there, so he bounced. So then he went to Texas Tech, right? So he went from, you know, 6-7 minutes a game, then go to Texas Tech. Now he averaging 28-29 minutes a game. With that, he's shooting 48% from the field. He was shooting 40% from 3. Okay. Now, his junior year, he transfers again. He goes to Cal, right? He's getting more minutes. He's scoring more points. Overall, he's improving his game. Now he goes from being the number 1 scoring option, to then coming to the Cavs and riding the bench. Yeah, D, you definitely need to get one of these. I think it's fire though. Like the key response is great. So if you spend a lot of time on a computer, this is definitely you can get your type on. But if you don't like clutter, this the one for you, because I don't like a lot of stuff in my space. And so Tyson is just one of those guys that he can kind of do it all, right? He got enough ball handling where he can attack the paint. He can pump fake and kind of create his own. I did not know that he was such a knockdown 3-point shooter. I did not know this. I knew he had a jump shot, right? I knew it looked good, but when somebody shoots 7 for 9, that ain't fluke. And then overall this year, let me see what his year averages are stats wise. This year he is shooting 47% from 3. Did y'all hear me? Jaylon Tyson is shooting 47% from 3. How does that compare to last year? Again, this is a year-over-year leap. He is doing incredible. Last year, okay, granted, he didn't get a lot of minutes, right? He averaged 9.6 minutes a game last year, shooting 35%. This year, he's getting 27 minutes a game, and he's shooting 47% just from 3-point alone. He's still shooting 52% from the field. It sounds to me that the answer of who's going to be our starting small forward when Strus gets back, who's going to be our starting small forward when Merrill gets back, who's going to be our starting small forward between Jaylon Tyson and DeAndre Hunter, is first of all, it's going to be the guy who shoots 47 fucking percent from 3. Number 1. Number 2 is going to be the person who's healthy. Has Jaylon Tyson missed a game this year yet? Let me see. 39 games played thus far. Okay. We have a game tonight. This is our 43rd game this season, I believe. We are 24-20. So this is our 43rd game this season. We gotta Tyson. He's our guy. Jaylon Tyson absolutely is our guy, and not just to keep looking at these Philly numbers, because the Philly numbers are great. Was a career night for him. However, he's our guy because for multiple reasons. Let's talk about him. First of all, he's a 2-way player. He is right on the fringe of being an elite 2-way player already in his second year, because he's guarding the best guard on their team. Meanwhile, he's so well conditioned. I seen there was a transition in the last game against the Sixers, the second game against the Sixers, where we came down the court, we got a turnover. Then of course we busting our butt down to the other end for the fast break defense. They missed a shot, right? We get the long rebound. Tyson is then he was hauling butt down for offense, for our offense. We turn the ball over. Now Lonzo Ball actually turns the ball over. Let's be clear. Now Tyson, they come back down to defense, fast break defense. Okay, we got to get back down there and stop the bucket. Okay, so we stop the bucket. We get the rebound. He turns right back around, sprints. He sprints all the way to the corner three and drains it. Now, first of all, if y'all know a little bit about just running, right? Your coach didn't blew the whistle, you done missed down and back. Hit two down and backs on an NBA court. It's actually 2.5 down. 2.5. Run the court. Boom. 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 And spot up and drain a three all net. I'm talking about no rim, no nothing, just the bottom of the cash. Y'all know when you playing 2K, you hear that ching, ching, yeah, everything light up green. You feel me? That's what he was doing. So not only is he a bona fide, in my mind, he's walking into being an elite two-way player. What does that look like for his body size, his prototype, right? His build. Jaylon Tyson would be like a Eason from the Houston Rockets. Jaylon Tyson would be like a Neesmith from the Pacers, right? Somebody who's physical, who can guard you full court, who can then play the mid range, right? Who can create. He's a good passer, right? He can hit the floaters. Y'all, he broke out the game this year. He got the floater game too. Tyson coming down the court with the floaters. He got the Euros. He dunking on him. What are we even? I just be wanting to smack Kenny Atkinson up sometimes. Like, what are we even doing? Play him. Not only do you play Jaylon Tyson, okay. I like the energy that I seen out of Proctor. Okay. I especially with DG not being here, you I would play Proctor over Lonzo Ball. I really would. I know we know Lonzo Ball had a couple threes in the last game, and that's cool. But like when you hit a couple threes after you miss, like 75 of them, good for you. Shit, I mean, good for you. But yeah, Tyson is a two-way player. He doesn't need a lot of usage to be effective in a game, and that's what you want to see. We don't need to continue to have these guys that need the ball in their hands in order for them to be valuable tools, in the Cavaliers toolbox. Somebody like a DeAndre Hunter, unless it's a spot up shot, usually he has to have the ball in his hands, and he's not the best ball handler. He ain't, he had a highlight earlier in the season where he crossed old buddy up, you know what I'm saying, and then dunked. But like he not really doing that dribbling, right? He don't have the handles, right? He ain't got the, you know what I'm saying, the ankle breakers, right? He don't have that. So that being said, how can you improve the team without making personnel changes? You know what I mean? We're locked in with the team that we have. We don't have no moves to make for the Cavs. So that being said, what do? Well, what you do is you improve rotations, and you play the players that are giving you a return on the invested minutes. These minutes don't come free, right? So every time I give you a minute, you're gonna have to give me something in return for. Is that a rebound? Is that an assist? Is you doing the other stuff? You got hustle points. You selling good, setting good screens, right? You getting O boards. What we doing? You got to steal. What's going on? But if you costing me, right, with turnovers and bad shots, then what are we doing? So not only is he a great two-way player, he's growing into be that. He has a defensive motor. He picks up full court. He never disengages. He's always on your hip. He offensively, he's patient, right? So that's the second side of it. He can be a pit bull defensively, But offensively, he understands like, okay, let me pick my poison. Okay, I pump faker to get up. I could just take the step in, take the little everything don't have to be step back three, side step three. I don't have to take, 7 threes a game, even though I went 7 for 9. I took what the defense gave me. Right? I took what the defense gave me. He was 7 for 9 for three, but 13 for 17 from the field. We don't have to rewrite, the ship here. Just when the defense give you the mid range, take it. I don't care what the analytics say. Get that. Some players have to sacrifice and pull back on time and points. Okay, let's talk about it. Who needs to sacrifice? I'm glad that you said that because I've been saying all season long, it ain't the injuries that's the problem. It's the morale in the locker room. Something is going on. There's a disconnect somewhere. And for some reason, some players play hard some games, some players don't, right? Now the Cavs play Charlotte here in a couple minutes. It's supposed to be rivalry week, right? I don't know what the NBA doing. I ain't never known Cleveland and Charlotte to be rivals. But the NBA is advertising tonight's game as some rivalry. I don't know. We ain't beefing with Charlotte. I guess because they got Alonzo. I mean, they got a ball brother. We got a ball brother. I don't know. Ain't no rivalry here. We all outside of this season in our bad play, we smoke. It's a Charlotte pack. You feel me? We smoke Charlotte packs. That being said, tonight's game is going to tell us a lot. But it shouldn't tell us a lot though, because I project that although we got our behinds handed to us against OKC, which I expected, I looked at the remainder of the schedule for this season, or not the season, for this month, and I looked at our next 10 games, and these are the rest of the games for the month. I'm like, just looking at what we can do this month outside of OKC, we shouldn't take no more L's. Y'all tell me if I'm cap. Let me hold on. Outside of OKC, this the schedule. Where's some L's at? Where's some L's at? We got Charlotte tonight at 7:00 ESPN. Now sometimes on major networks we normally play like shit. I don't know. We'll see tonight. But the Charlotte, and we just got embarrassed on Martin Luther King's Day. On the King's Day, we got embarrassed. So let's look at this tonight. We got Charlotte. I'm gonna go ahead and take a dub for that. Okay, it's a road game, but it's just Charlotte. It's down the street. That's an hour, 2 hour flight. That's nothing. Then we got Sacramento. Well, Sacramento been on the downward spiral, right? But so have we. But I still take us over Sacktown. Then we got 2 games, a little mini series against Orlando. Okay, one is on FanDuel. One is on FanDuel that used to be Bally Sports. That used to be Fox Sports Ohio. That I don't know. They keep changing their name. And then the other is on Peacock. I got us in both of those games. I think I would take us in both of those games. However, if we split that, I'm okay. LA, I got us in LA. I'm not worried. No. Luka can have a 30 point triple double like Luka be doing. Ain't nobody else gonna get shit. It just is what it is. Ayton ain't doing nothing on Evan Mobley. I'm taking Evan Mobley over Ayton. DeAndre Ayton. Now I know DeAndre Ayton, he been playing a little bit better, you know what I mean? But I got Evan over Ayton. So that being said, I got to win. I got to split. Okay? So that's 3 wins, 1 L. I got to win against LA. Okay? This our West Coast trip starts in Phoenix on the 30th. Phoenix, I got to win in Phoenix. Actually, I'm probably going to take that back. I might have a loss in Phoenix. I got to win in Portland. We got to get our lick back with Portland, but Phoenix might want to get their lick back with us. So we'll see. And then we got the Clippers, Sacramento, Denver. So here's what we're looking at for the next slate. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more games, which will wrap up our West Coast trip after this little mini series here with Orlando. 10 games. Out of these next 10 games, I'm looking at it. I'm seeing possibly two losses, maybe 3. Okay. So that being said, I'm seeing maybe a loss here to Denver. Jokic is about to be back. We're not beating Denver without with Jokic. We're not doing that. So I got a loss here with Denver. I have a potential loss here with Phoenix, and I have a potential loss here with one of these Orlando games. Right. I'm gonna take 7-3 out of our next 10. And then recently, okay, we had the bad loss to OKC, but we had two really good back to backs against Philly. We had the bad loss against Utah. We had the good win with the Timberwolves, the split, right? We had the good win with the Pacers. Close win, not the cleanest win, but I'll take that win, right? We had a little nasty loss with Detroit. That's okay. They got their lick back. You know what I'm saying? We split. So far, we 2 games in, they got one, we got one. That's cool, right? We had the win against Denver without Jokic. The win against Phoenix, okay, the win against San Antonio. So we got some good wins under our belt over the last 10. Now the next 10, I think we can get some good quality wins too, right? I predict we go 7-3 in our next 10. If they go 7-3 in our next 10, because we practically went, 6-4, 7-3 roughly in our last 10. Now the Cavaliers are looking like a 3 seed team, right? And let's look. In the East, that is completely wide open. Outside of Detroit, the Detroit is really the only formidable opponent right now in the East that's been consistent. Right, like Detroit got off to a slow start per se, but when they hit the ground, they hit the ground running, and they've been cooking ever since. That being said, the Knicks ain't been doing that well, you know. They looking bad. They got two of the worst defenders on their team as well. See, we get the Cavs get a lot of slack for having small guards and guards that don't necessarily defend. But please tell me what Jalen Brunson does. I'll wait. Please tell me if Jalen Brunson be playing any defense. I'll wait. Please tell me if Karl Anthony Towns be playing defense. I'll wait. If they didn't have OG and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart, their starting core actually would be awful defensively, because two of the five can't play defense and don't play defense. Now you look at the Cavs. The thing that differentiates the Cavs from the Knicks, out of the starting five, we'll have 3 out of the 5 that's going to play defense. The other difference is that so much of our starting 5 be in and out of the lineup that we can't get our groove. Can't get our groove. Shout out to JTTVP podcast, always pulling up, always showing love. One of our moderators. Make sure y'all do what she said. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, get in the comments, get in the live chat. You feel me? We on our road to 500 subscribers. So any and all engagement on this channel, whether it's Cav State of Mind, whether it's her core, her rules, resilient and rooted, whatever you doing over here on Beyond the Lens TV, as long as you give us some engagement, man, it's a much appreciated, man. Appreciate y'all. Oh no, the Brunson and Cat don't try to D up. No, they don't. They don't play no defense at all. And again, when y'all pull up over here, it's always love in the chat. It's always community in the chat. So if you don't have a community in another chat, you can come over here and you can take your shoes off over here. Okay, get comfortable. So I feel like the Cavs have gotten the short end of the stick as far as how we've been viewed as it relates to the rest of the league. But we got to look at it as it relates to the East. And overall, the East in general has been trash. Just is what it is. So get back to Tyson. Tyson is the factor of why the Cavs don't have to be as stinky as we are. Not only have we upgraded from Okoro and Karis LeVert with the addition of Jaylon Tyson, we've also upgraded from Ty Jerome. Because for all that Ty Jerome did great, he couldn't play defense. And we don't need another guard that don't play no defense. We got 2 of them and we pay them handsomely, right? So for somebody like Tyson who only get paid 3.5 mil, 3.2, 3.5, come on, brother, have a seat. Okay? He combines defense and shooting on this team that is very rare. We right now, a few of the best defenders on our team as far as guards are Sam Merrill, right? Max Strus, right? He ain't here right now. These are some of our best defenders on the team. I can't even say Lonzo Ball anymore. He's a good defender, but I don't think he does what Sam Merrill does. He don't fight over the screen like Sam Merrill. He ain't feisty like Sam Merrill. He is a good defender though. But for what we gave up in a defender with Okoro, we're not getting that same thing, with Ball. That's why Tyson matters a lot, because he can give you a little bit what Okoro gave us, that energy defensively, on top of being bigger than Lonzo Ball. But he gives you what Okoro couldn't give us, which is offense. Okoro, that's our guy, but shout out to him. He ain't have a lick of offense. It is what it is. Plus, I think he fits better next to, sometimes I feel like he looked better next to Mitchell than DG. I don't know, y'all. But from when that's why I said, if Donovan can just embrace point guard, we can part ways with DG, right? And Donovan can be our de facto point guard of the next iteration of the Cavs, right? Then you have Tyson as your shooting guard, or Sam Merrill. So you go Donovan, you can go Sam, and you can go Tyson if you wanted to do that. I would do Donovan, Tyson, then get bigger for 3. Then go Tomlin, then go Evan, and then go get you a center, right? You might want to keep Thomas Bryant, I don't know, right? And then you continue to bring Sam Merrill off the bench and let him be like that sharpshooter off the bench. Because the reality of it is that if Sam Merrill is going to continue to be inconsistent and not be healthy and not be available, then I don't want you in my starters. I need the most available people to be in my starter core. It just is what it is. The moment you are in and out, you mess up all my shit. Like you mess up what we can do easily and effortlessly when 3 or 5 of my starters, I don't know if they're going to be available. We can't run a business like this. So you have a business, right? You have a team you have 12 members on your team, 15 members in your sales team, on your sales team. Your best salespeople, you have 5 of your best salespeople that show up all the time. Now, all of a sudden, out of 15 people, 5 of the ones that you really rely on, 3 of them, they didn't take vacations. They doing this, they doing that. Da, 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 da. You're like, oh, now I either gotta promote somebody up to replace one of my hitters, or I gotta go get another hitter because I'm dependent on you. With our starters being so inconsistent as far as availability, then that's a problem. When we have played, out of the 15 or so games our starters have played together, our core 4 have played together, we've only won 50% of those games. I mean, that's not a good look. Okay? I think Jaylon Tyson is the prototype of the wing that we need. I mean, 2 more inches, that'd be great, but 6'6" and doing what he could do, that's exactly what we need. I think the next version of the Cavs just need to embrace that it's not going to have DG on it. The best of Darius Garland, we've already seen it. I keep saying that, y'all. We're never going to get that 50-point scorer again. He's going to have some great nights here and there. But if you can only play maybe 50 games a season, that's what he's going. This is the new Darius Garland. I only play 55 games a season. It's going to be looking like Zion, right? Where you can, for the bulk of your career, you're going to miss at least, you pat him on the back when he plays 65 games. So what does that mean? If you're going to miss 20 plus games a season, that means that you don't qualify for any all-star thing, any extra awards, which means if you can't even qualify for those things, don't you mean you also can't qualify for that $40 million you making a year? No, I don't think you qualify for that no more. So that being said, what our next ceiling looks like, our long-term view of the Cavaliers, is getting behind the youth, dumping these big fucking contracts outside of Donovan, right? But I know Donovan don't want to be a part of no rebuild. Well, you're going to be a part of one, buddy, because you're going to either be a part of one here or you're going to have to sow your oats somewhere else. But if he go to New York, guess what? If he leave here and go to New York, that's going to be a rebuild too, because they're going to blow that shit up. And then what? So you might as well just go ahead and get comfortable here. You and Coco Jones, go and put your feet up here in Cleveland. Okay, get your little mansion off the lake. Okay, and we give you everything you want. Miniature Kawhi missing all the games. That's what he is. That's what he is. When DG is healthy and when he's a part of the team, when he's a part of the offense, it obviously looks good. But then there are moments where you just like, if this is the best we're gonna get from Darius, as far as he has started to hit a stride where assisting the ball meant more than him scoring the ball. And that's the point guard that Donovan needs. Donovan needs a point guard that's solely focused on everybody else. Yeah, he can get himself a bucket. Yeah, he can take pressure off him and but he needs a point guard that I can get where I can get whenever I want to get there. On top of a point guard that can play some defense. If we don't have that, then the elephant in the room is that Donovan is our point guard. And I don't think Kenny has embraced that. And I don't think Kenny wants to redesign a system around Donovan being a point guard. But that's the reality of it. Him and Tyrese Maxey got a similar build. Tyrese Maxey is a point guard. And Tyrese Maxey, he had like multiple 30-point games. He had a 40-point game this year already too. Right? Donovan at the point. Tyson at the 2. I'm thinking future. I'm thinking next year because I don't think DG gonna be here. And we know J.A. ain't gonna be here. So if you think this team is probably gonna continue to build around Donovan and Evan, what best complement them to? Merrill, Strus, Tyson, Naquan Tomlin, right? Another physical big, not Thomas Bryant, right? But I like Thomas Bryant. I'm okay with putting Evan and Thomas Bryant. Y'all, I don't care how much people getting paid. I don't care what people's names are. I don't care what who your management team is. If you're not playing high level basketball, get on the bench. I'll bench anybody. Okay? I'll bench anybody. I come from old school. Y'all know Phil Jackson. Okay? Popovich will pull you out in a heartbeat. So these new school coaches that's so buddy with the people, they are everybody friends. I'm friends with everybody. I'm cool with my team. We're brothers. We go out to lunch and we invite them to the cookout. You too friendly. I'm watching shout out to women's basketball. Shout out to the NCAA. I'm watching Louisville and NC State the other day. And Louisville's coach is I'm talking about he cussing. He cussing up a storm at the players, right? Because they just doing stupid shit. And you see him on the sideline like, pass the and I'm watching on my end. I'm like, yep, that's about the coach. That's how I came up. Do something wrong, your coach. I remember my coach grabbed my jersey. You feel me? It was called a timeout. Grab my jersey. Hey, what is we doing? What is we doing? I'm like, you're right. You feel me? It be like that sometimes. Because sometimes you be in your head and you're not in flow. You got to be in flow when it comes to sports, right? When I'm watching the games and I'm just seeing a lot of stupid stuff, and I'm like, especially from our core four, there were multiple times over these last few games, where the veteran players on our team just are careless. They just careless with the ball. Just get up in the air. Donovan, I know he be trying to make stuff happen, but the only thing you can make happen is you can potentially make somebody foul you. I said last season, I said at the top of this season, I'm going to keep saying it. If Donovan don't start maximizing the mid-range, everybody is mad at SGA for his style of play. What you need to do is adopt. Because if he can score 15 points on the line every game, why aren't you? Why aren't you? His skill set ain't no different from yours. As a matter of fact, when it comes to just, for me, when it comes to just 1v1 scoring ability, I'm going to take Donovan Mitchell over most guards in the league, especially shooting guards. I mean, maybe Anthony Edwards is probably the only other shooting guard. And is Anthony Edwards even a shooting guard? Maybe he's a small forward? I don't know. I'm not taking no other shooting guard over Donovan Mitchell right now. Not me. That being said, the difference though is that he has to score a lot harder. It takes him a lot more to get his buckets off. And I'm like, it's he got a lot of tricks in his bag. He got the handles and he's physical, so he want the contact. But I would argue, don't even accept all the contact. Act like you want to go in and just pull back, right? Where embrace the pump fake. Get these motherfucking birds up in the air. Get them up in the air. Get something easy, right? So that's what I like and appreciate about Jaylon Tyson. Okay. He takes what the defense gives him. He doesn't overcomplicate the game. If they are leaving him open, he has a lot of shot attempts, right? But if it's not, he doesn't have to take 15 shots a game for him to matter. He's only averaging what's his season his he's averaging 13 and a half points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists a game. Okay. Again, he's shooting 52% from the field. So he's not taking a lot of shot attempts. He's taking roughly about 5 to 9 shot attempts a game. With a person like that who is modest and okay, I get in, get mine in where I fit in type shit. That's what you need. That's exactly what the Cavs need, especially with all these people in and out. So my question to y'all is Jaylon Tyson a future All-Star? I would say absolutely, especially by him being a two-way player. I think he's probably one of the best two-way players in the East right now. We got a lot of good defenders in the East. We got a lot of good offense players in the East. We don't have a lot of good two-way players in the East. We got Jalen Brunson. That's a hell of a typo. I suppose it meant Jalen Brown, right? Probably one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Definitely in the East. You have Paulo Banchero, you know what I mean? Banchero, I think that's his name from Orlando Magic. As far as like dominant they can play both ends very well at moments. You have Evan Mobley that can play both ends very well, but one end he kind of leans to more, which is defensively. The Cavs game is on right now, 13-2. As I wrap up this episode, I'm gonna get the score up here real quick. Uh, yeah, so it's 13-2. The Cavs live on ESPN. Y'all go check that game out. I'm about to pull up too. So yeah, I think Jaylon Tyson is exactly what this Cavaliers team need. I think that Kenny Atkinson should lean on Jaylon Tyson more. Let me see if Jaylon Tyson was in the starting lineup, and he was. Again, this okay, so he did something different. So he's starting Tyson at the 2. Like I said, he's starting Donovan Mitchell at the 1. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell is the point guard. It is what it is. Get comfortable with not seeing Darius. Donovan has to start at the point guard. That means Tyson is the 2, and then you progressively get bigger from there. I said Naquan Tomlin because I just like his defensive energy, but they got Dean Wade. That's cool. I'm okay with Dean Wade. Sometimes he just a little soft to me, and then there are times where he just choke offensively. But what he can do is stretch the defense where Tomlin can't. He's not the best 3-point shooter. That being said, this is the starting lineup that I absolutely would have rolled out with today with what we had. Donovan Mitchell at the 1, Tyson at the 2, Wade at the 3, Mobley at the 4, Allen at the 5. Okay. You cover all your bases. You can switch 3, 4, and 5 between Mobley, Wade, and Allen. Tyson can make up for any inabilities with Mitchell defensively. And now look how big this starting lineup is. You got 6'6", 6'3", 6'11", 6'10", 6'9", right? You just got size all over the place. Then look at the bench. The bench look big. You got Nance Jr. big, Hunter big, Tomlin big, Bryant big. Boy, listen, without Garland, it looked like we can't compete. However, we can. The next guard off the bench is going to be Craig Porter Jr., who's probably the best defensive guard. He is the best defensive guard on our team. Then after that, you can back him up with Proctor, who's another good defender. So we have the pieces and we can cover it, but we got to know in our brain that we can cover it, right? We can cover the spread without DG. Get used to it because it is what it is. Shout out to Jaylon Tyson. Shout out to Craig Porter Jr. Shout out to Naquan Tomlin. Shout out to Tyrese Proctor. This is the future of the Cavaliers organization. We have some more names too that is in our our two-way system with Richardson and Killian Hayes and what's my boy name? Travers. We got some people here. So y'all keep in tune and stay locked with the Cavs. You know, even though this top of the season been pretty dang on ghetto, it is what it is. We gonna right the ship today. And I suspect that out of our next 10 games, again, hear me out, out of our next 10 games, we should go 7-3, at worst 6-4, but I got a 7-3 in our next 10 games. We went 7-3 in our last 10. So if we can do that and repeat that, at least go 6-4. In our next 10, I think we should be well. I think we're going to finish this season still as a top 3 team in the East, if not a top 2 team in the East. Y'all mark what I said again. That's without Darius Garland being fully healthy, because this team is deep and we just got to lock in. Kenny Atkinson has to have better rotations, but he also has to have a better starting core and starting philosophy. You start how you want to finish. We can't play from behind. We got to come out first quarter. We got to show aggressiveness. We got to show intensity, and we have to show the desire to win. And we have to match that each and every quarter. What we haven't been doing is starting strong and finishing strong. We might start like shit. We'll pick up some steam in the third quarter, and then we got the Superman capes on in the fourth. It can't work like that. Can't work like that. We can't start off good with OKC, and then all of a sudden, damn, oh, we really playing OKC. Oh, we might do it. We might do it. Lay the egg. We can't do that. And we can't look good against teams like Charlotte, right? With the score is 19-4 against Charlotte, and then come around and play Orlando in a couple days and look like goofies. Look like we don't know how to play. Look like we junior varsity. It doesn't work like that. Consistency is key. Y'all get in the comments on the way out and let me know. I got a question for y'all on the way out. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what's the one thing that this team must figure out right now in order to be competitive in the playoffs. To me, it's not even about getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's really at this point about being competitive in the playoffs. Y'all get into the comments and let me know whether y'all live or whether y'all watching on a replay. I appreciate y'all. My girl D said that's true. Don should be leading in free throw attempts. He should be, and a lot of times he's going all the way to the basket, and he's not getting the call, because he is strong. He is aggressive, and he does go to initiate the contact. A lot of times the refs aren't going to just give you the contact. However, if you're fouled on a jump shot, they have to give it to you. And that's the thing that Shea, SGA, he understands. They might not, more than like, it's a 50-50 chance that you'll get the call when you go down in the paint, when you're actually at the rim trying to do a layup. You may or may not get that call, and usually you won't get that call, right? But on a jump shot, they're going to give you that call every single time. Isn't that what James Harden did? Isn't that what he was so successful at? Well, they eliminated that kind of like rip through, where you can kind of rip through and get that call. That's what James Harden was so good at doing, right? Shea SGA he put his body into you and then make you put your body into him. And then now he got the call. So like Dee saying, they need to figure out who they are and what their core is going forward. I think the core is what the lineup is today. And I feel like even with Darius Garland here, just bring Garland off the bench. He's gonna get injured again. He can never play 35 minutes a game, 33 minutes a game. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen anymore. He's gone. Right? So use Darius like we was trying to use Lonzo Ball. That's kind of what we need to be thinking about when we talking about Darius Garland. How can he support our starters at this moment, even though he get paid like he a superstar? He ain't that though. Respectfully, he got game like a mother. I want him to be great, but even with 2 perfect feet, he still got 2 bad toes. You feel me? So eight toe Darius, he ain't got it, bro. He ain't got it. And it's both of his great toes. And we had great toes. I thought all the toes were created equal. We got great toes. We got non-great toes. What we got? I just thought it was a big toe and a little toe. And all the 3 toes in the middle was the 3 toes in the middle. You know what I mean? Both of his great toes are damaged. Damaged goods. So that being said, man, we got to lean into and embrace the youth and the future of this team. And like Ms. D said, figure out what our identity is going to be moving forward. Also, like she said, your coaches that are friends with the players it's not going to be a good look for the coach. You're going to lose your job. You will. They've only given him grace because he's cool with the players. This is a Dan Gilbert ran organization, and he will fire a coach. JB was the head coach because beat Coach Beeline, whatever his name was. Remember, he was the coach for Michigan. And he left the University of Michigan because he always wanted to coach in the NBA. Got to the NBA, got to the Cavs, was gone before the season was over. Got fired. Oh, this is too much. I'm gone. Never went back to coaching. Well, from my knowledge, I don't know. That's how JB was the assistant coach. Then he got promoted. He was the interim coach for the rest of that season. Then they hired him on for the next 3 seasons. But obviously, him and the starters didn't get along well. So we got a coach that gets along well with the starters, but he ain't pushing them. You still gonna get your ass canned. Like the starters ain't, they not gonna pay your bills. Donovan and them like, oh my bad, coach. I'm gonna put some on your books. They not doing that. You out of here. Find you another job. Great toes created equal. I thought they worked together too. I'm trying to tell you, his toes are flawed. They are fundamentally flawed. I don't know if Amazon can maybe ship him some toes, or I don't know if you can get a toe implant. Science is busy these days, so I think he needs to figure out how to do what he needs to do on all 10 toes down. I also think that he need to drop them damn New Balances, okay? Because the only person that's really balling out in New Balance is Tyrese Maxey. Everybody else be out here looking scrubba-dubba-dubba. I'm not never wearing the same shoe as Kawhi Leonard. That's just me. If Kawhi Leonard was out here wearing Kobe would call his people, and his people would call Kawhi, get your broke ass out of my shoes, dog. It's not gonna work for me. You fucking up the Mamba mentality. Okay? You can't be Mamba mentality if you want a bitch. So that being said, I think Darius need to come up out of them New Balances because he's embracing the Kawhi mentality. And that's not a mentality that's going to have you around for 82 games. It's going to have you around for maybe 55 games. And 2 bad great toes. Shout out to y'all, man. It's been real. It's been a great night. I had a long ass day. I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. Finish watching this Cavs game. It is currently 28-8. Again, they'll make a bad team. They'll expose the hell out of a bad team, and then we'll look great against some great teams sometimes, and then we play a bad team, and then we look like we're the bad team. I don't get it. You can't make it up. That's why you can't gamble on these sports, because I feel like at this point everything's rigged. I don't know. Y'all be easy. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all already know what time it is. Peace of freedom. It's your girl Naja Lee. This is Cavs State of Mind. Y'all make sure y'all pull up every Monday for Her Core, Her Rules. We do the women's breakdown every Monday around 6:00, and then on Wednesdays we do the Cavs State of Mind right around 6:00. Okay, got off to a late start today. It's been a hell of a day. That's okay. Y'all be easy. Y'all don't care about my day. I care about y'all's day. That's all right. Y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate y'all. Miss D, you have a good night. Miss D always gonna send her salutations and all that on the way in and on the way out. Appreciate that. And for the rest of y'all, leave a comment, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know you feel me. Let me know you feeling the comment. Or if you're not feeling the content, leave a comment. You feel me? Appreciate y'all. Peace and freedom. I see y'all on the flip.